lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. It is the 4th day of November 2024. Yes, November is here already and it's running as fast as it can. And most persons are saying, hey, we can't wait for the year to come to an end. But some people are saying, yes, we need to achieve so much before this year comes to an end. And for those people who are saying we need to achieve so much before this year comes to an end, one of the things on their mind is there needs to be reduced fuel price, because that's the only way you can have so much money to achieve so much more, because once the fuel price is high, so many other things are high. Christmas is knocking on the door. You should expect so many things will be running so high this time around. But hey, these things are happening. We keep seeing it and we keep hoping that someday we will get what we hope to achieve in Nigeria, which is a good country that helps us live our basic life just the way we want to, be able to get the good things of life, be able to buy the good food, be able to buy the good clothing without having to sweat for it. You know, and when I say to sweat, I mean you don't have to break your back just to get food on your table. You don't have to break your back just to wear good clothes. But when you work hard, you can take out the simple amounts from there and get this stuff for yourself. Not when you work and you're paid your salary at the end of the month, you can't even provide clothes for yourself or food for your children. Then you ask yourself, why then are you working so hard when it doesn't reflect in your life? As the same way we ask the government for so many things you say you're doing, and for so many people who are saying, oh, the government is doing amazingly well. How amazingly well can you be doing when it does not reflect on the life of the citizens? Once the citizens are still impoverished, once the citizens are still complaining, then it means whatever you are doing is not working. Whatever you are doing is not trickling down to the average Nigerian, and more needs to be done. That's how I say welcome to the newspaper review right here on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM, where we analyze all of the stories that made front page in some of the dailies that we have with us today. We are live on YouTube at our Impact 102.1 FM, so subscribe to our YouTube channel. Always click the notification button so you can know whenever we are live right here in the studio. The beauty about the show is you can get to, share your insight on the program, on things happening in Nigeria, or basically to share your thoughts about stories that made front page of the papers this morning. And the number for you to do that at is 0700 1021 1021, 0700 1021 1021, or you can do that via WhatsApp or text message on 0905 224 2018, 0905 224 5018,
0907
224
5018.
Oh wow. I don't know how I missed that. Just 2 days off work and I already missed the number. But it's all good. We are looking forward to hear from you this beautiful morning. You heard our voice, but my name is Uche Okore.
And full name is Toluwase Akinwumi. Like he rightly said, now till 8 o'clock, we are going to be taking the papers one by one. And so just get ready, get a coffee, tea, whatever it is that you want to take while you're listening. And of course, we will be expecting your call. We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll go straight into the papers.
Every day of your week.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week.
Let's make an impact in your life. 102.1 FM, High Impact Radio.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi,
How may I help you?
I'm curious, how should a leader behave in time of chaos?
When crisis arrives, it is imperative to remain calm, focused, and cognizant of the fact that everyone is looking to you for leadership. You don't want to mess things up.
True. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Okay, welcome back to the show. High Impact Radio 102.1 FM is the station you are on, and you are listening to the newspaper review, where we analyze all of the stories that made front page on some of the dailies that we have with us this morning. We have 4 of them this morning, and we will be starting with the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper leads with this one. It says, "End bad governance protest. Hashtag end bad governance. Northern governors, ACF, others demand minors release." Underneath that one, saying North must wake up. Bala Mohammed charges region. SANs differ on arraigned minors. Underneath that one, we say huge picture. I think this has to do with the flood that happened in Spain. And so we see aggrieved residents protest as king. Politicians visit Spain flood scenes. Well, this is relative, and you see how people are angry because a flood took place. They lost about 15 persons, I think. I'm not sure now. 15 persons died. I think it might be bigger than that number, but the last time I saw was 15 persons. And there is outrage. I tell you solemnly, yesterday, as of this morning on the news, which you're still going to find in one of the papers here today, I'm sure of it, is that the city of Yenagoa is completely flooded. At least almost everywhere in Yenagoa right now is completely flooded. Schools are closed down, hospitals are closed down, houses are out, thousands of people are living on the bridge.
Wow.
Because of the flood. But where is the anger from the people? Then you ask yourself, are the people really, really living up to their own political responsibilities? No one is talking about it. No one even bothers. And this has been happening in Bayelsa, almost every part of Nigeria for years now, where we see flood. But I know of Bayelsa is always a grounded thingy whenever there's a flood, especially in this Yenagoa, for goodness sake. Yenagoa local government area is in the capital city of Bayelsa. So imagine how the outskirts would be if the local government Yenagoa is completely flooded with people not going to schools. I'm certain so many schools are closed now because
Of course.
they can't be. There's no operation
Way.
in schools. It's really, really
It's
sad.
not possible.
Anyways, let me move on. U.S. election. Harris Trump in final push for votes. Yes, the U.S. election is coming up real soon. So hey, the votes are there. People are trying to look for votes. Who's going to be the next United States of American president? Is it going to be Trump or is it going to be Kamala? That would be something many people want to see, because Kamala means she makes history, being the first woman president, not only the first woman president, but the first black woman to
female
become president. So that's huge.
Really
But
huge.
like Trump would say, make America great again. Anyways, man jailed 6 months for attempting to sit daughter's UTME. Really? Wow.
Wait.
Man jailed 6 months
Do you know what I'm
for
actually
attempting
looking?
to sit daughter's UTME.
I'm looking at the paper again. Maybe it's a. I'm trying to look at the paper very well.
Like, how bad? How bad? How bad? How bad?
Why?
Like, that's the huge question. Why? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Okay. That was on page.
That's a story to actually want to look into.
Big time, That's the reason on page 5. You need to actually go look at it and find out, because for me, I feel, what level is this? What level of systematic corruption is this? Because let's look at this. If you're willing to do that for your daughter, what image have you planted in her head?
See, one needs to actually know what's going on because
Man.
I'm still
I'm
looking
just
at
trying-
paper like maybe
I'm just trying.
it's
Probably
too-
there's
it's going
something
to
more to
change.
it, you know.
There
So let's
should
let's
be.
let's not just imagine more.
There
So
should be.
go look at the papers, find out all of those details for yourself, and
Wow.
you know you can get all the news that you need. Besides this, government allocated 18 billion naira compensation for Lagos Calabar Highway. You find that one on page 62 above the nameplate this morning. FG projects 44 trillion naira revenue as reps oppose tax review. Page 2, four marketers spend 833 billion naira on fuel imports. That's according to a special report by The Punch. Nigeria's forest market unstable, says Fitch. That one you find on page 60. And finally, on the election corner, just beside the nameplate, Ondo governorship poll debate. Ayedatiwa tackles Ajayi over 1.2 billion naira security vote. SDP ADC candidate promised to tackle insecurity. You find that story on page 9 of The Punch, and that's the much.
And we move to the Guardian newspaper. Front page here says federal government begins food imports, may extend a zero duty initiative timeline. The story is you can find on page 6. Then we have pictures of different grains actually. You have maize here, wheat, beans, millet, and besides that, there is a statement: 0% duty rate and value added tax exemption on some essential food items, which was approved by President Bola Tinubu to commence from July 15, 2024 to December 31, 2024. In the first instance, may have been delayed due to bureaucracy. Okay. All right. Okay. Those you can find that story on page 6. I'm sure there will be like lots and lots of details to that one. Besides that, we have Nigeria. 8 ECOWAS countries sign High Seas Treaty. This one is on page 8 too. Under that, on page 2, Dangote, are petrol cheaper than imported ones? Yep. Dangote are petrol cheaper than imported ones. Still on page 2 on the Guardian newspaper, we have more stories here. The Lagos Calabar Highway, federal government to pay 18 billion naira compensation in 10 days. We just talked about that. But on the Guardian newspaper, it is on page 3. And we move to page 6 where we find hardship. APC slams Makinde. IMPI backs Tinubu as Atiku offers alternative path. You can read much more about that. We have Owando announces 60.3 billion naira profits. This is according to you can find on page 21 when you're talking about finance and economy if you want to find more about that. We have beside it we have resource control, real reason for Rivers political crisis, says Fubara. Resource control, real reason for Rivers political crisis, says Fubara. You find this one on page 7. And of course you have pictures right here with the artists. We have Williams. Okay, can't really see the name here, but this seems like this is an artist actually. Williams Kache, then the governor of Lagos State, right here at the Arts and Lagos VIP opening on Friday. That's just a little bit of entertainment you can find right there. But hey, this is what we have on the Guardian newspaper. If you want to react to any of these stories, just give us a call 0700-1021-1021, or you send a text message or WhatsApp message to 0907-224-5018.
From the Guardian newspaper straight to the Daily Trust, it says, "End bad governance protest. Families of detained minors cry for justice." It has a couple of writers to that. One says, I thought my son was dead. Another one says, Falana, other lawyers challenge bail terms. IGP prosecutors utterances disappointing. That's according to ACF. Governor Yusuf demands detainees return to Kano. CSO's threatening mass action. SERAP wants minors released in 48 hours. Those are the stories. You can find that one on page 6 of the Daily Trust this morning. Underneath it, huge picture of trucks loading so many items, food items and all of that. I think this has to do with CNG as well. I think so many trucks have to convert to CNG now, so as to reduce the fuel price, and probably also maybe that will help us get to reduce the cost of food. But is that the way out? Is it really the way out? Anyways, underneath that one, Naira depreciation pushes Nigeria's debt up by 47 trillion Naira in 1 year. Wow. Site refinery in Komani, Forum tells FG. You see that one in page 2. What are they talking about? You need to go look at it on page 2 to find out. 2 Kano NNPP reps dump Kwankwasia movement. You see that one on page 11. Wanted terrorist leader Habu Dogo arrested. That one is on page 7. And underneath the nameplate, Dangote reveals petrol price sells at 990 Naira per litre. You find that story on page 8 of the Daily Trust this morning. Landmine kills 7 lodgers in Borno. I take that one more time. Landmine kills 7 loggers in Borno. And loggers, these are people who cut down trees to make stuff from wood. And so for landmines to have killed them, probably these landmines were placed underneath the ground. Now, who placed those landmines? Were they insurgents? Was it landmines that belongs to the Nigerian military?
Because if it was something that was there, they should have at least kept some, how am I going to put it, like demarcations or marks.
Yeah, things like that. And also for it to be there, if it's by the Nigerian military, probably it has to be in a war zone, maybe for Boko Haram and all of that. So, but if it is insurgents who kept it there, it's probably maybe because they have intentions to terrorize that community. So many things might be the reason why those landmines are there. But one thing that we know for a fact is 7 loggers are dead. What will be done about it? What will they do about it? What will the government do about it? Well, President Z and Afenifere disagree over federal appointments. That story is on page 77. And that's the last one for the Daily Trust this morning.
And lastly, for the Vanguard newspaper, we read first, why exporters are struggling, according to investigation. Writers here, let's take a couple of them. Can't achieve pre-COVID performance. We are unable to benefit from higher dollar value, according to exporters. Another says, lament lack of access to export proceeds. And lastly, it's about competitiveness in price, quality, according to Muda Yusuf. You can find much more about all of these on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. Above the nameplate, we have Asagba Stew. Fierce legal battle looms. This one is on page 8. International firm hires depot to blend substandard petrol in Nigeria. This is according to Dangote Refinery. I'll take that again. International firm hires depot to blend substandard petrol in Nigeria. Insists its price is cheaper than imported product. You can find this one on page 5. We have more stories. There's a picture here of the Minister of Women Affairs visiting kids, detainees in Abuja. She's handing them some, stuff like water, drinks, and all. On the dot, we have hashtag End the Bad Governance Protest. ACF, NHRC, CISLEC, Syrup, other slum police over trial of minors. This you can find on page 6 if you want to know much more about that. Let's have more stories here. On page 8, we find NGE conference. Shetima, Diri, Bagudu, Idris, Ribadu, Nasima lead discussion on economy, security. Besides that, with health pay, normalcy returns to varsities as workers suspend strike. With health pay, normalcy returns to varsities as workers suspend strike. Besides the picture about the Minister of Women's Affairs, we have a story on presidency, Atiku tango over economy. Two writers here. How we would have managed Nigeria's problems. This is according to Atiku, and presidency says you'd have done worse. Okay. Looks like a back and forth here. It's like two elephants trying to fight. All right, then this one is on page 9, and on page 20, same story of Ando announcing 60.3 billion naira profit after tax for FYE 2023. And lastly, on the sports section on page 29, AFCON 2025 qualifier, Libya begins mass arrest of Nigerians after CAF verdict. Libya begins mass arrest of Nigerians after CAF verdict. Is there any particular story here that catches your fancy?
Well, yeah, definitely a whole lot of them. But I think it's best we discuss it with our analyst so we can have more details of all these stories when he is on with us. Because hey, Libya, Dangote refineries, the Minister of Women Affairs with the kids, so many things to unpack. But let's unpack it together with our analyst.
We'll be right back. This is still the Morning Impact Show newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station 102.1 FM.
It's that time of the year again. High Impact Studios presents the Super Ember Sale, bringing you up to 30% off of all advertising services, audio and video production with High Impact 102.1 FM and High Impact TV in Nicomsat 42 degrees east. Advertise your products and services at unbeatable rates. Need a modern studio for live or recorded sessions? We've got you covered. And that's not all. Get amazing discounts on photography, film production, jingle production, and more. Hurry! This offer lasts until December 2024. Don't miss out. Call us now at 0706 393 5694 or 0902 745 3931. Message us on WhatsApp at 0907 224 5018. Follow us on all social media platforms or visit our website at www.highimpactstudios.com.
Hello, High Impact.
High Impact Studios, bringing your vision to life.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I'm in a fix. What do you suggest I eat for breakfast?
Well, here's an idea. Eggs are really good for breakfast because they help you keep full since they take a while to digest.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You should go eat some eggs.
Impact Radio 102.1 FM. That's the station which you are on to, and this is the newspaper review where we get to analyze all of the stories that made front page in some of the dailies that we have with us today. And today we have with us one of our in-house analysts in person of Barrister Abdulhamid, as he gets to analyze all of the stories that made front page in some of the dailies that we have with us today. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. How was the weekend?
The weekend was
Great.
superb. I hope yours was good too, sir.
All good, glory to God.
Okay, since we're fast running out of time, as quick as we can, we need to go into the stories. And one of the ones making, front page has to be with the Northern governors as well as the minors involved in the arrest over the End Bad Governance protest that happened in the northern part of Nigeria, where we see some people waving the Russian flag. And we saw that the Nigerian government or the Nigerian courts actually asked for a bail condition of 10 million naira per person. With so many outrage being in the fair right now, and so many people talking against what has happened, because obviously we saw the video of some kids even fainting, some complaining of hunger. They were children. And recently we saw the video or the image of the new Minister of Women Affairs, where she went to associate with these kids, and some still brought out criticism saying this woman actually hold the post of Minister of State for Police Affairs while these children were arrested, and she wasn't seen in the picture back then. So is this just like a ruse? Is this just like a picture being painted to Nigerians? What exactly is going on with the minors?
Yeah, let me start from the last point. I think we should not even our concentration on that woman or Minister of Women Affairs, whatever you call it now. She is even not appropriate. What is about the Attorney General of the Federation? Who's responsible for this who's to monitor all the charges in court has to do with federal government cases or criminal cases. He's telling us he's just being aware. It speaks follows, and we must be worried. If Attorney General seriously is saying he wasn't aware before now, it shows that people in government don't even know what is going on in the country. Because it's a shame for me, for Attorney General, that before you file a case, a criminal case of that nature, freezing, you must see the file, you must know what are the cases you want to file. In fact, there are some cases that police, when they file, this kind of case is part of it. When you file a case about that's called what they call legal advice from the Attorney General, he must give that before the case can proceed. So if he's telling me now that he's just being that way, it's, as far as I'm concerned, he's paying to the gallery, and he's not telling the truth, and he should be ashamed that it's a shame that we are hearing this from a respected learned Sikh, the people respected, and say is a man who will change the narration, who will not do the wrong thing. Hello.
Yes, I'm here with you.
So I am seriously concerned that we are hearing that from the Attorney General because it's not fair as far as I'm concerned. Let me put it clear. There is nothing wrong in there is no law that says a minor cannot be taken to court. The procedures are different from that of the adults. When you take minors to court and you are not going to give them bail, you can't detain them in another cell. They require that a special government accommodation must be provided where they will be kept and they will be well taken care of. In fact, their interest regarding their education and other aspects will be looked into as well. So if you allege them, let's assume that now they allege them of a serious offense, treason, so which ordinarily is not bailable. So if you allege them of that, and you want to detain them, you take them to where it is comfortable for them, and you feed them well. And when you feed them well, you do the right thing, and then you don't keep them long. It's because when they say a child is, even if an adult when an adult is involved, the case should be speedy. Because if you look at our Administration of Criminal Justice Act, it says criminal matter must be a day-to-day activity. These guys has been arrested for how many days now? They have been in custody for 90-something days, which is against the law. But the law says you must be, if you are arrested for an offense, you must be either be tried within 24 hours or 48 hours most. 90 days. It's unfair, especially children. So the problem here is that the provision of the Right Child Act, the provision of the Child and Young Persons Act, and the provision of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act are not being followed, and that is why people are saying this. So it shows that if you have a good case and you handle it wrongly, I'm not saying they have a good case, and you handle it wrongly, it becomes a bad for you, and that's what we are seeing. Unfortunately, I'm not even proud to say it, that there are prosecutors that was saying the children are adults or whatever. He was my classmate at university. And when at our platforms, he doesn't talk about like this. He speaks as if he's a worry about what is happening in the country. Yet, he came out and started saying this. And I was highly embarrassed and surprised that I was saying that. So it shows that, look, And the judge, those who are giving best condition too, of 10 million naira to a child. I am aware they will not be required to bring 10 million naira. But where will those people get people who can boost of 10 million naira to say, look, I have 10 million naira in my account? They will not ask them to bring the money, but you must show evidence that you have this kind of money, or you have things that can cover the money. Where would they get this kind of people? They were being asked to also bring level 15. Why would they get it? Especially when the government is involved. A level 15 officer, federal government will want to stand sortie. That means he wants to lose the job.
True. Because
so indirectly, because he's saying no bail. So, and in that respect, it's unfortunate. And they are not even being kept in a place that is comfortable. What is all required of them is that if they must detain them, they must arrange for them, just like they did for Bobrisky, where he or she was given a special apartment. That is what they are supposed to be done for these children, if at all they want to detain them. And in fact, in our law, detention is even the last option for a child. There in this kind of a case, which is in court, which they say is treason and is serious, they may not be granted bail ordinarily. They will not be treated because they are presumed innocent, because until contrary is proved. So as it is today, they are even seen as innocent. So they does not be made to suffer. All their fundamental rights, the provision of fundamental rights in the Constitution that applies to adults also applies to them. So for me, it's a shame that we are having this in our country, and it's affecting our image. And that is why it is going to be difficult for us to have this foreign direct investment they are looking for. They are moving one way, and they are drawing us back 10 times again. It's unfortunate. We are treating. How can you say protest becomes a treason? Even those who have been killing people in the name of Boko Haram and the bandits, they were given an amnesty. They were not considered treasonable. No treasonable offense was charged against them. No homicide or murder case was provided against them. They were given amnesty and they were released. Now we are talking about a child. Those children that are protesting because they are holding flag. They may not even know who owns the flag. In fact, I must tell you, it may be embarrassing. I'm seeing online. Many adults don't even know the color of a flag of Russia or any other country.
True.
Some of those children.
True, and
so
also
they may not even understand what they are doing.
And also,
at that time. So the government is not about charging them for that. It's not about, they just want to use that one as an excuse to scare people from protesting. That's what they're trying to do. They want to guard everybody so that when they see this, next time you will not go, so that you will not be charged for treason.
True.
That's what they're trying to do.
Anyways,
and it's unfortunate that we have a respected, as in general, a man people believe is straightforward and others, saying that he wasn't aware of his job. That's what he's saying, that he was not aware of his job. It's unfortunate, that's what I'm concerned.
Well, real unfortunate. And when you were talking about the flags, at one point we even saw the Nigerian Army flags, which has a similar look to that particular one, but not the same, as we later got to find out. But anyways, moving on to something else, because we're already fast out of time, and this has to do with I saw an article which you also wrote about this, when it has to do with the tax reform bill. And the federal government are talking about, they project 44 trillion naira in revenue for this tax reform, which they hope to let it pass through the House of Representatives. Are you still of the opinion that this reform bill needs to, be checked and maybe fully scrutinized? Because that's what you said in your article. It needs to be checked. It needs to go through scrutiny. And what exactly do you think the government needs to do to change the narrative on how to make sure Nigeria becomes a production country rather than just internally generated revenue from tax?
What the government needs to do is very simple. It needs to promote manufacturing and production companies rather than investing on things that will not give us money, rather than spending 25 billion, giving people 25 million naira per head, or sharing over trillions of naira to people. We are used to it in this country. When a law is to be passed, we will fold our hands. When a law is to be passed, we will fold our hands. We will not say anything. We will not look at the bill. We will not scrutinize it. We will allow the bill to be passed into law. Then we start our complaint. Just like when the PIB was being screened. I remember that time the National Assembly led by Dr. Bukola Saraki, when they were raising issue regarding the PIB, Nigeria was saying, what kind of thing is this? Pass this bill. You are wasting our time. This is this and that. You see, they will not allow you to scrutinize it. And the same thing applies to budgets. They will not allow people to scrutinize budgets. Nigerians will be shouting. They prefer FT, do it in a hurry, than do it properly. And that's why I applauded the northern governors and leaders for even whether it's for their own personal interest or not. At least they show that they care about the bill. That they want to protect their own personal interest or their people's interest. And if Nigerians are doing this, there won't be any bill or law that will be passed that will after passage will not be complaining that this law is bad. This is not the way to go. This and that. That's our problem. So, and that's why I say I was encouraging I was saying that look, we should embrace that kind of approach. I wasn't saying whether the point they raised is right or wrong. That was not my point. I'm not saying so. Whether they are wrong, whether they are right or whether they are wrong. But because Nigerians they are not looking at the issue that is important. They were looking at other issues. You are collecting money for beer. You don't want to. You are not collecting. You don't want to allow people to sell beer. That is not the point. That is not the point. We should not allow this sentiment to carry us along away. We must look at this law properly before anything is passed. Otherwise, it won't be after at the end of the day. We now say, this is a wrong law. How can this be? Lagos State is taking the whole money, while other people are not taking anything. That is when people's eyes will now open and see what those people are saying. Because the way they are saying it now, it means Lagos State will be the one to pay 80% of all the money that's coming. That is the way it is, from my understanding. And I think that will be looked into, and the issue will be harmonized.
Okay.
The fact that a bill is sent to the House by the executive or by president does not mean it must be passed the way it is sent. People must raise questions. People must raise concerns. People must ask questions, whether rightly or wrongly. And that is how we are going to get a good law. If we want to say, look, because it's coming from the president and it's a good bill, we must allow it to go. Yes, it may be good. Have you read through the content? Do you know what is inside? You are not looking at the intention alone. Intention without looking at the paperwork will lead us to somewhere else. And that is the point that I am making in that article.
Well, amazing to always get your insight about the things happening in Nigeria, sir. You are always breaking it down for us to simplify it and for the everyday Nigerian to fully understand what they need to do to make sure Nigeria is right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this Monday morning.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Have yourself a good day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
With so much going on in the country, so many things happening here and there, fuel price, stocks, flood, too many things going on. And the everyday Nigerian are just looking for some sort of sunshine in this cloudy day that we keep facing on a daily basis. It's like it rains every single day in Nigeria now. And when I'm talking about rain, I'm not talking about literally rainfall. I'm talking about the problems we face. It keeps raining on us, cats and dogs. Heavily. And Nigerians are just looking for a bit of, sunshine from these clouds. Because, man, when are we going to have a happy day? When are we just going to have some sort of break and be like, oh, finally, this is some sort of good news? Man. Well, like I think it was one of our analysts who told me I should just keep calm and try not to get overshadowed with all of the things I get to talk about on the papers every morning, because hey, sometimes it can be mental breaking, when you get to talk about bad news every single day. But the beauty of it all is the fact that if you do not talk about it, you won't be able to find a way to solve it, and all of these things might be hidden, and the alleged bad guys might get away with it. But what are you doing about it when you hear about it? Do you just keep calm and say, oh, again, and move on? Or do you decide as a citizen to take charge and demand for better? What is your role as a citizen? In your own small cubicle where you are you doing the right things? Are you making sure you live up to the expectation of a good Nigerian? You need to do right by yourself and by your community before you expect others to do right by you and your community. You need to hold yourself by the same standard you expect to hold others at. And only then can we achieve a Nigerian of our dream, because it is you and I, one of us, who at the end of the day is going to go become governor, local government chairman, president, and all this. You as a person, at what account, at what standard are you holding yourself? Are you a person of principle, or you're just someone who, when you get there, you might do worse than the persons who are currently there? Ask yourself this question this day. And if your answer is yes, you are one of them, try to change. But if it's no, keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully someday we will get the Nigeria that we dream of. Thank you so much for being a part of our day today. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day today. Until I come your way again tomorrow with a nice second edition of the newspaper review right on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Do have yourself a beautiful, beautiful Monday.
Exactly. And of course, I will be starting that with you. It's still the Morning Impact Show. We still have lots of things coming right up. Very soon you hear the voice of Dr. Successful Sumi. Until the next time you hear our voices again, do stay calm, enjoy yourself, and have a lovely Monday. My name is Toluwashe Akimumi.
Hey, Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Yeah, so I've been meaning to ask, is honesty the best policy?
When you're honest, a lot of people are going to trust and rely on you. Honesty is how you gain credit for others to believe in you. The reason why honesty really is the best policy has everything to do with intentions. When you're honest, your intentions are clear.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
You're looking for an avenue to blast your brand? Why not let us be your detonator at High Impact Radio 102.1 FM with Got You Covered. For advert placement, sponsorship, partnership, call us on 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, 0902 745 3931, or send an email to info@highimpactstudio.com.